Until this week, there were no children's museums in the Balkans. I have memories of my grandmother taking me to the Bulgarian Museum of Natural History in Sofia when I was 8 or 9. I remember holding my grandmother's hand and peering excitedly at the cases and cases of stuffed bird specimens. I also remember that my grandmother and I were the only ones in the museum. Apparently, few children in Bulgaria were as excited as I was. Muzeiko, Bulgaria's first children's museum, opens on October 1st, 2015. When I visited, it was full of school kids. School kids that were, there's really no other word for it, playing. Vessela Gercheva, the programs and exhibit director for Muzeiko, hopes that the fact that children are playing ushers in a new era.
There's been a whole different direction, a whole different trend in caring about children during communism, which basically didn't give play and interactive learning a lot of space. So for Bulgaria and for the most of Eastern Europe, play as an important part in the life of children and as an important method to learn is a new thing. And that's, I think, the main reason for which we have a children's museum so late.
This is Museum of Museums. I'm Ian Elsner. Museum of Museums is a tiny show about organizing science, art, and culture. Each episode lasts less than 15 minutes, so let's get started. I ask Vessela if, in her experience, the U.S. really does do a better job with encouraging playful learning.
In the U.S. and in the U.K., for example, there are different children's centers, science centers, different initiatives for children. Some of them do better, some of them do worse. Yes. That's normal. But as general, as a community, as a social understanding, people would appreciate play and its importance in the learning process much more. While here, the general expectation would be that children have to behave and have to respect the elder people and have to learn and all of that.
With the culture the way it is, I ask Vessela if it is difficult to advertise to Bulgarian families that spending the day at a museum might be a fun thing to do. She said that the bigger problem was convincing parents that they would have a good time as well.
What is more important and what is our core message is exactly that this is a place where you can spend time with your kid. We very much talk about the fact that kids here come with parents and adults, and that there are things for adults to do. Throughout the museum, we have positioned messages for like what can you do about the kid? How can you play together with the kid? And we talk a lot about how playing together is really important for the kid to develop a sense of security.
Interesting how this is the opposite approach of children's corners for museums, the types of projects that involved retrofitting existing museums to be more kid-friendly.
For me, the concept of the children's museum is mostly strong with that it doesn't separate adults from kids. It doesn't say these are different species, because no, they are not. And actually, nobody can provide a better time to the kid than the parent and an adult that the kid really cares about.
Looking through the museum, this was obviously on the Muzeiko team's minds. Here is the translation of some signage on the wall. Children's new discoveries feel miraculous to them as they explore their world. Let them lead you through the exhibits and surprise you with their special point of view. Another way of attracting Bulgarians to a children's science center comes in the form of a tree.
So we really wanted to have something that at the entrance in the museum shows fascination and gets children excited. And we looked very much around through a concept, through things that can provide this excitement. We have this past, present, and future. These are 3 layers of the museum, on each of which we have installations related to different scientific fields, studying the past, the present, and the future. And the 3 kind of came naturally as uniting the past, present, and the future. We see so far, it really, I don't know how that would be in English, but it really draws kids back. Like when they come, they're like, and they really get it, and they're
it's-
really excited when they see it, because it's made of toys. Like it has a lot of different exciting elements which they can study, and it doesn't matter how long you look at it, you still see things. It was very, very complex engineering structure, as you can imagine.
The centrality of the tree also highlights the fact that the museum is not about Bulgaria. Sure, the exhibit about space highlights the contribution of Bulgarian cosmonauts, and the exhibit about information technology features an early Bulgarian computer. But these are just touches. The exhibit focuses on more elemental, universal concepts. Calories are a form of energy, paleontology is the study of fossils, and today's kids are tomorrow's innovators. The museum doesn't have to be about Bulgaria. Instead, it's the most visible part of an education system shedding a past of rote memorization.
Nobody knows here what the Children's Science Center is. It's a very abstract concept. Science Center, and for children, what does it do? Does it display children, or does it explore? What does it do?
This has been Museum of Museums. We hope you enjoyed your visit. Special thanks to Vessela Gercheva and to the Muzeiko team for the interview and for the access. For more information, visit the museum in Sofia or go to muzeiko.com. Museum of Museums can be found at museumofmuseums.co. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes. It really helps us out.